Let's take a look at the different kind of curves you can make using the Bezier spline script. Basically, it boils down to two different categories of curves: CV curves and point curves. CV curves are the uniform B-spline and the classic Bezier curve. They surround the polyline tool. And these curves are created with control points that don't lie on the curve. They're best used to create a very organic shape where you have a lot of control over the curvature. The other curves are point curves, and their control points lie on the curve. You can see that with these icons. All of the red dots lie on these curves. Now I'll draw each one of the curves so we can compare them. I'll draw them on this armature, which is a grouped polyline, so we don't create any surfaces between this polyline and the new curves that we draw. So I'll just go ahead and start with the classic Bezier curve. I'll click a point. Notice that we're in start to end mode. Press Shift twice to go into the open-ended mode, and then click points on each one of these vertices. I'll double-click here to exit creation mode. Now, if I drag a control point, you can see that I can really affect the whole shape of the curve just from one control point. This is the great advantage of the classic Bezier curve. You can really form the curve very easily by adjusting the position of these control points. Next to that, I'll create a uniform B-spline. You may have heard of NURBs. NURBs are non-uniform B-splines. The math here is just slightly different. So in this tool, the first thing you're presented with is this question: what order do you want to make? Well, let's just start with 0. 0 means automatic. OK. I'll go over here and click these same points and double-click to exit creation mode. Now the curve has a little bit of a different shape compared to the classic Bezier spline, and I'm just going to toggle off vertex marks by pressing here so that we can make more of a straight comparison. In the same way, we can drag the control point and we can affect the whole shape of the curve. But we have one additional ability here that we didn't have before with the classic Bezier. We have the Tab key. Press the Tab key, and this dialog box reappears. I'll set a number like 7. And actually nothing changed. It's the same curve. I'll press the Tab key again and press 3. The curve pulls in tighter to the control polygon. So this is the control you have with URBs, or uniform rational B-splines. You have the ability to suck the curve in closer to the control polygon, or you can push it further away by using a higher number. The other category of Bezier splines are the point curves, and they're located here and here. These two tools have to do with polylines. And I think Fredo has spaced these out like this to teach us something about their shapes, and you'll see that in a moment. The Catmull spline works like this. Notice that the curve itself passes through these points that I've clicked. It has kind of a wonky shape here. It's not very smooth. If we grab a point and move it, we really are affecting the whole curve just as we were before with the CV curves. When I move that around, the whole curve is getting affected. I can increase the curvature here by adding more control points on this curve, and we can do that with the precision value down here. Right now it's set to 7. I'm going to change that to 14S and press the return key. That adds more of these vertices, and I'm going to toggle them off just so we can focus on the curve. I'll double-click off to the side to finish drawing that. This is the cubic Bezier curve, and it has a slightly different shape. It's a little bit larger in its curvature as compared to the Catmull ROM. I'll set its precision at 14S, and it makes it a little bit more curved. The F-spline has the largest bulge of these three, and I'm going to set its precision a little bit differently. Right now, the precision is set to 30, and it has a higher number by default because the precision is evaluated all the way across the curve, instead of in between each control point. So I'll type 50S and press Enter, and I'll toggle the vertex marks off. So this one has a little bit of a different shape. It's a little smoother than the other two. Another thing that the F-spline has going for it is the fact that when you make a change to it, here I'm just going to toggle vertex marks off again, the change is a little bit more local. When I change this, I'm not really changing the curve over here in this area so much. Take a look at that again. It stays pretty much the same. Let's just compare that with the cubic Bezier. You'll see that I'm affecting that curve a lot more over here. So the F-spline has a little bit more local curvature control, and it's a bit smoother than the other two. The last curve type is the courbette, and it's sort of in a category all by itself. It's composed of arcs that are tangent to each other. That's what you get with a courbette.